So we'll begin again. We have Michael Schultz speaking with Jennifer Delk, Calvin Williams, Jeff McIntosh, Nancy Harris, Joyce McIntosh, and Michael Christian. And we pick up tonight with one Marvel Wellborn Mohan, born 1909, died 1999. Miss Jennifer, did you know Marvel?
I didn't really know her all that well. I knew her son Jim. I think they used to live in that house that I think one time was the parsonage, the rock house where Luann Glenn lives. The mail used to be the mail woman, sort of between Larry.
Oh no, up here on Duncan Ridge.
No, on Shangrove Road.
Okay, this is on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she was nice. What I do remember of her, and her son, like I said, he worked in Detroit, I think.
Calvin, did you know Marvel Mohan?
Mohan. Is that S.J. Mohan's wife?
I don't know.
I think that's what Mama said. Lived by the Helsleys?
Yeah.
Or Larry and
Yeah.
Hels- Yeah.
That was her?
That's what Mama said.
Okay. So, I just knew of her. I know S.J. used to drive the school bus for Todd County. But very little I didn't know much about her. I just know where she lived, who she married. She had 2 boys, didn't she?
Yeah, Jim and I didn't know.
Jerry and, I can't think of the other one's name. Larry.
Jerry. Okay. Jeff, did you know this bunch?
No.
Any Mohans?
I know some Mohans, not this one.
Not this bunch. Miss Linda, did you know them or her?
No, after what Calvin said, I do remember, but I don't remember anything about her or the family.
Okay. Miss Joyce, did you know any of that?
I didn't
bunch?
know him.
Michael? No. All right, let's see if anybody knows these folks. We'll do them together as a couple here. Shirley Jean Moody, 1934 to 2021, and Thomas M. Moody, 1934 to 2021. Ain't that something? Shared the exact same lifespan. Miss Jennifer, Tom and Shirley, what do you remember about them?
Well, Brother Tom, like I said, he was one of the first ones, I guess, to meet us, or we meet him, I guess you'd rather say. He was just so plain and down to earth. I guess people in Eastern Kentucky are. I don't know. But he was just talkative, and she was very quiet. You know, if you engaged her in conversation, like Mama could talk all day. But I doubt the woman ever said 3 sentences to me in the whole time I knew her. I mean, she'd speak to you, she was nice. We'd say, hey Shirley, how you doing? I'm good, how are you? That was it. You know, but you know, her and Mama, I remember one time Daddy and Brother Moody went to the races, and me and Mama and Shirley and Susie, their daughter that lives in Clarksville, went shopping. And they were window shoppers. They weren't buying shoppers. They liked to window shop. Mama said, I have never been so bored in my life, but I don't want to look at it if I can. But she was a nurse. She worked in Greenville. And I know she had several car wrecks because she fell asleep because she worked nights.
Oh.
One of them was crossing Jason's field one day. She just fell asleep and went right off into the field. I don't reckon it ever got hurt or anything. And of course, Brother Moody, he was just, like I said, he was just as plain and there for you if you needed him for anything. Him and Daddy was big racing buddies and
Was it horse racing or car racing?
car racing, stock cars.
No.
And But Daddy always said that any time they ever went to the races, because usually it was drums or something, he never missed an opportunity to talk about Jesus to the people. And I think that really impressed Daddy. That even though, they were belligerent and didn't know what planet they were on, he still, made it a point to, tell them Jesus loved him anyway. But they were very good people. And of course, when she passed away, it wasn't no time before he did, because they've been together most of their life. Married over 60 years.
Galvin, what you remember about Tom and Shirley Moody?
Shirley, Tom?
Either one of, yeah, both of them.
Very faithful to the church. She was a kind of what I would say a quiet, real quiet woman, didn't have a whole lot to say. She was a nurse, wasn't she? Real sweet person. I mean, she just didn't have a lot to say. He was right the opposite. He was just blah, blah, blah. He was a big talker. Like Brother Tom. Tom was easy to work with, get along with. It's good. He had a good family, really. He did. He got 2 boys and a girl.
We had 2 girls.
2 girls, yeah, that's right.
Yes, the oldest girl
Yeah.
lived up north.
Right
Yeah,
about
she
right.
passed away.
Yeah.
Good people. He's faithful to the church. Good minister.
To my knowledge, he had a twin brother that he saw shot and killed in front of him when they were teenagers.
Well, Jeff, I know you're familiar with the family pretty well.
Oh, yeah, that's basically adopted parents, basically. Son was Paul Moody, and me and him hung out all the time. We were the only 2 boys of our ages. I think there's only like 5 boys altogether in the church. Shirley was a full-time nurse, and he was an electrician who wired the first KFC restaurant. Also worked in skyscraper construction. He would fly up to whatever city he was in and fly back when he was younger. And basically, he was a good man, and she was a good woman too, because they know how to lay the law down, and she didn't care to discipline me, and he didn't care to discipline me either if necessary. But more of this, poor Paul. Paul get the wrath of God. But yeah, it was an enjoyable time. He was a good man. Can't say anything bad about him.
Where'd they live at?
They lived in the park.
Around the parsonage. Okay.
But when he didn't, was the preacher here anymore, they bought the house above,
Okay, where
where
Larry,
that one man lives.
Larry Simmons lives now.
And then after that, they moved Highland Lake Road just outside the city limits of Russellville.
Okay.
And that's where they lived.
They bought that.
Yeah, they lived that until
They passed.
they passed. Yeah.
Okay. Miss Nancy, what do you remember of Tom and Shirley?
I liked them. They were good people. Do anything for you. And Shirley, of course, was just like a mouse in church. You didn't know she was there if you didn't look around and see her. But I figure if you asked her, she'd do anything for you. But I really liked them.
Was she a part of the WMU and all that?
I don't know.
I
I don't think she was she?
I think so, because, well, they had a picture of all of them. Myrtle was in there and different ones. At Christmas time at one of them's house.
I knew she worked most of the
Yeah.
time.
Okay. Miss Joyce, what do you remember about them?
She was good and everything, and she was nice. And I've been to their house several times, and one time I went and they were snapping beans and trying to can them. And she made Paul mine, and I'm glad she made Jeff mine too.
You really didn't have to get me. They started talking to Paul. I was like, all right, I'll be quiet.
And she was quiet, like me. I'm quiet. I don't say that much. And then just like Milton, Brother Moody liked to talk. Milton never saw a stranger, and I don't think he did either. And he was really nice. I enjoyed having them. Or a preacher in them, his wife. When his daddy, Brother Tom died, Mark, his son, I hadn't seen him in a long time, and I saw him. I said, I did not recognize you. He said, you didn't. And he opened his coat. Look, I'm bigger, but I'm still Mark.
He's working at Centennial in Nashville,
No, it's not there now.
or
Is
is
it?
it Vanderbilt?
He's working something, somewhere a hospital.
Yeah, I think one of the big hospitals
Yeah.
in Nashville.
He became a registered nurse too.
Okay.
Sue was a teacher at Lewisburg for a while, then she moved to the Clarksville system, or Montgomery County system, I don't know which. And Paul was a supervisor at Walmart for a long time until he retired.
And Brother Moody, he spoke his mind too when he wanted to tell you something.
He knew how to handle snakes, because that's what he used to do for churches in East Kentucky, snake handling. He gathered up those rattlers and take them to church.
I remember Brother Moody, we'd have, I believe it was Wednesday night meals, and Mama sometimes would make a lemon pie and bring it home. Tom, he'd go over and he'd dig in it, I come by there and I poked him, I said, Tom, what would your doctor think if he knew you was eating that right there? Oh, yeah, it'd be all right, I guess, I'll just go home and take another pill. He's diabetic.
Yeah, both were.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't seem to take any time off from 1934 to 2021. That's plenty. So. Michael, what do you remember of Tom and Shirley?
Well, it's kind of like everybody said, she was kind of quiet, but I think I heard her say more than once that, and I guess that was kind of her reasoning for being quiet. She said, so when we was growing up, so we was taught to be seen, not heard. And I mean, she would talk to you, yeah, but, she didn't say a lot. And, of course, like I said, Brother Tom he was a big talker, and he was very active in the association.
Mm-hmm.
He was always trying to get people to, other churches to do things or get involved in different things. And he was big, in trying to get everybody to work for God.
Well, on the pastoral side of it, and we may have discussed this when we were going through the pastors themselves, but so he was after Mullen, and Mullen's departure was less than ideal. How did he come about being the pastor? Did somebody know him here, or does anybody remember how Tom Moody came to be the pastor?
I do not.
I don't know how they got in contact with him, because I think, I could be wrong, but I was thinking he was still, away from here quite a few miles when he come here, but I'm not positive.
I don't know either. I just know he graduated from, what's the name of that college over there in East Kentucky? The Christian college, by the name even. What was it? Seminary. It was seminary.
Oh,
I can't think of the name in Eastern Kentucky. You've said it before in the pulpit, I know.
Clear Creek?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, he went to Clear Creek.
He was graduate Clear Creek.
Huh.
He was big on going back and doing work there too.
Mhm.
If the buildings needed something,
Yeah.
he would go back there and work, try to help. I know he done wiring there, but I think he done other things too.
Yeah, that's a big part of their ministry there, not to get off topic, but they have the students learn trades, and they build cabins, and they use that instead of dorms. And so if you have a family, you can come and you have a cabin, and they call it tent maker, the tent maker ministry, because Paul was a tent maker on the side of his ministry, and so they try to give everybody that goes there a trade where they can have a job. So that's cool that he was a part of that. I did not know that.
He worked there.
I got tickled, Brother Moody, he just laughed and told me about it. I think he come to the house. we were talking, my brother had just bought the old parsonage up here. And my brother was an electrician at TVA. Tom just laughed, he said, I can't believe it. I said, believe what, Tom? He said, your brother. I said, what about my brother? He said, he come over there and wanted me to wire his house and said he's an electrician at TVA. I said, well, that don't sound right, does it? He done what, he didn't trust himself or didn't want to do what it was.
We got James M. Nichols, born 1952, died 2011. Miss Jennifer, did you know him?
I don't know.
Know him?
I didn't know him either.
Didn't know him.
I pulled him up obituary. He was from Sharon Grove, died at St. Thomas Hospital in Nashville, natural causes. Son of Mr. Danny Lash. No, I'm sorry, that's not it. I got to take that back. That was the one who's holding the ceremony for the.
Okay.
It's Danny Laster and Gary Cumby.
So he was a Mormon.
I know Gary
Yeah.
Cumby.
Now it says he. Well, I don't know if he's a Mormon or not, but those were the pastors that that did the ceremony. I'm saying he retired from Emerson Electric and also from the Baptist Survivors. Oh, I'm sorry, I got two sentences mixed up. He was a Baptist. The Survivors was Mary A. Nichols of Sharon Grove, two stepsons, Bradley Fortner of Sharon Grove,
Oh, Bradley Fortner.
and
Yeah.
David Fortner of Murray, two step daughters, Angela Fortner and Amanda Shoemake, both of Sharon Grove, three brothers, Larry W. Nichols of Clifty, William R. Nichols of
Okay.
Madisonville, and George T. Nichols of Austin. And one sister, Phillips Young of Jackson, Michigan.
Well, Bradley Fortner is the fire
Fire
chief
chief.
and works at the mechanics place up here. What is it?
He's got his own garage up there, Bradley Fortner has,
Mm-hmm.
up there next to Gant Cemetery.
Yeah. I see him working at, that fellow that wants to buy your truck all the time, young guy up here, Jordan, oh goodness. Him and his father have a mechanic shop
Yeah.
into Crawford Road.
Oh, well.
Wilson.
Wilson.
He works at Wilson's a lot, Bradley
Yeah,
Fortner.
he did. He went back to his own garage. He
Okay.
left from down there and he went back to his own garage.
So you said this is his father,
Stepfather.
stepfather. Well, different last name, maybe.
I never been met him,
Okay.
not that I know of.
Well, there we go. We're hammering this out. Miss Nancy, did you know James Nichols? Know him at all? Joyce, did you know him at all?
No, I didn't.
Michael?
No.
Didn't know him. That's odd. Born 1952 from Sharon Grove, but nobody knows him. That's different.
Now, Brett Fortner goes over here to Mount Vernon.
Right. Yeah.
He does, goes that,
Weird, because
Music,
Laster
yeah.
and Cumby are elders in the church in
Hmm.
Elton.
It says he was a Baptist, though.
Huh.
General Baptist is what that Mount
Yeah,
Vernon
yeah.
is.
But
That is odd that both of the guys that did his funeral would be Mormons, but he's a Baptist.
maybe it was good friends.
Right. Yep. All right. James G. went by Jimmy. Jimmy O'Neill, 1937 to 2011. Miss Jennifer, did you know Jimmy?
I didn't really know Jimmy. I was one of Pavet's friends. But his wife, Anna Lou, was a real nice lady. She used to come here. And I think maybe she got unwell where she couldn't or something. But she was always a real nice person, real duty-settled lady.
Calvin, did you know Jimmy O'Neill?
I just know that was Alfred O'Neill's boy. Okay. Yeah, it was 3 or 4 of them boys, wasn't it? Or 2 or 3?
Joe's one
I
of them.
remember Jimmy and,
Bobby is one.
yeah,
He got killed, didn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby or Jimmy?
Bobby.
Bobby. Eddie was one.
What was the least one?
No, his sons were Stacy and Eddie. Diane Brooks was his daughter. And Shirley Christmas. and Sheila Holloway, and Wanda Bowley, all were daughters. His brother was Joe, Gary, sister Nancy, and Bobby was his brother.
So you just knew the family, you didn't really know them personally?
No, I just know that we met him, that's about it. Did he ride a motorcycle? Did he ride a motorcycle?
One of them did, I don't know if it's him or not.
I don't know what it was, him or Bobby.
May have been Bobby, he was a little rough.
Well, did you know them a little better, Miss Nancy?
Oh, yeah, known him all my life. There, I dated Jimmy. He was dating when I was running around 40. And their mother, she used to work at the restaurant at Lewisburg. And their daddy worked over at the pallet mill.
At the where?
The pallet mill.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And Jimmy was a truck driver.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was he like?
He was just a young boy, full of energy, I guess you'd say. I reckon he behaved himself. I never heard anything bad on him.
Well, now, did Charles Brooks marry his daughter?
It sounded like he did,
Because
because I,
Yeah.
she was the oldest girl.
Did you know them, Joyce?
I've heard of Jimmy. Didn't he, volunteer at the fire department down in Lewisburg?
No, that was his brother.
His
wasn't it?
brother.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, about him.
In fact, his nephew's still in the fire department.
Okay. Well, I just heard about him then.
Okay. Did you know him, Michael?
Just barely. I just knew he was a truck driver, but I didn't know who all he drove for. I was trying to think if I'd heard maybe he drove for Emerson part of the time. I'm not sure. You
I
remember?
think it's some of the factories in Russellville.
Sorry, I'm scribbling here. Okay. Mary L. Ray, born 1955, died 2019. Did you know her, Jennifer?
I didn't know her.
You didn't know her, Calvin?
No, I didn't. These are Scott's, ain't they?
No, Miss Ray, Mary L. Ray, top of the third call.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thought that was another one down there under Connie Shutt's one.
Right, we're getting ready to start the
Okay.
Shuts.
No, I did not know her.
Okay.
I didn't know her. I've got the obituary here. She was a daughter of late Roy Collins and late Della Harley Smith, and she's employed at Venture Plastic.
Yeah,
That's a
Okay.
recipe.
And surviving was Anthony Stokes, once a son of, and a brother was Martin Smith of Hopkinsville. Nancy Shoemake Danny was her husband of Auburn, and Thompson, Judy Thompson of Auburn, and a great grandchild Kristen Stokes of Lewisburg.
Nancy, did you know her? Miss Joyce?
I didn't know him either.
Well, so this ties into your bunch, Michael.
Right.
Do you know her?
Not real well. I knew her a little. I mean, she was, I think, married several times, but I mean, like her son Anthony, he was born in California, and I'm not sure that he come back. They come back here, and I think she married the Ray after that, and but you know, she wasn't in real good health all the time I remember her.
Just to connect some dots for generations yet unborn, Christian Stokes is your grandson,
Yeah.
and so he is the great grandson of Miss Ray on the Stokes side. So that way people won't be so confused by that. Miss Connie, born Constance Schutz, Connie Schutz, 1943 to 2014. Jennifer, did you know her?
I didn't. I'm assuming that she was related
These folks
to,
up the road.
yeah, to the next two.
Gotcha. Okay. Calvin, did you know Connie Schutz?
This ain't the one that died and hauled around in the station wagon, is it?
That's a good question, Michael.
No,
That was Granny. On the
Was that one we done went
Granny
through with
Crouch,
over there?
wasn't it?
Okay, yeah, that was Miss Krauts, Martha Krauts.
Oh, yeah, that's okay, that's right. I know, and I might have seen her, but it must be some of these over here.
Gotcha.
I didn't, no, I don't know her, but I'm trying to pull the
He's
page.
working hard over there.
Yeah.
We'll come back. Miss Nancy, did you know Connie Schutz?
No, I sure can't place her.
Miss Joyce?
No, I didn't know
You
her.
didn't know him, Michael. Are we pulling anything, Maestro?
I'm not pulling nothing.
Okay. Well,
Nothing came up on her at all.
all right. We'll see what we can do with these next couple. Howard E. Schutz, born 1921, died 1994. Jennifer, did you know Howard?
Not well. I know he was married to Loretta, and Loretta was Leonard Hopper's sister. And they were big women.
Okay.
I know that he was in charge of the Boy Scouts in the local area when Boy Scouts were a really big thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miss Loretta did the Girl Scouts because they had a lot of kids. And I went to school with a lot of their kids. I mean, I reckon they were really nice people, but I mean, they were diehard Mormon. And they didn't mind to tell you what you thought was wrong. And they were right. And they were very matter of fact. She was. I think he was a little quieter than she was. She was pretty bold.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, they were nice people.
Yeah, I just clumped them in together there. I'll go ahead and read. Loretta Fay, born a Hopper, Loretta Fay Schutz, 1937 to 2015. Calvin, did you know Howard or Loretta Schutz?
I did not that I remember.
Okay.
Is this any of the kin to Martha Hopper?
Well, Leonard, yeah, was her brother.
I might have met him, seen, but I don't remember much about him.
Jeff, you're working.
I've got the parents are, okay, now spouse is Esteem Roof Coffee? That's a weird name to me. And had a son, Coffee Lee Schultz. And the spouse was Loretta Fay Harper. Parents were Emery Schutz and Barbara Sarah Gibson. Siblings were Bertha, Lorraine, Earl Clinton, Howard Emery, Elmer Emery, William Alvin, and Raymond.
Yeah, they're Mormons. It's a lot of kids. Yeah. If there's any way to recognize a Mormon family, it's by the 50 kids.
So Loretta is where we at. Yeah, that's where we at. Okay.
Yeah, it's Loretta and Howard.
That's all I got.
That's all right. Miss Nancy, did you know these two?
No, I just know the Harpers, but I don't think I've heard of her.
Okay. Joyce, did you ever
No,
know?
I didn't know him either.
With this being the end of the Schutz family, I don't know if this would have been the woman or not, but when I first came to Antioch 2019, I was doing door-to-door up here, and the first house on the right, they used to have a foster son who attended here. I don't remember his name.
Daniel?
Could have been Daniel. In any case, he's not with them. He didn't finish his childhood with them. He went elsewhere. But I was talking with them. They have a daughter, Latika, something along those lines, out of the normal daughter name. And talked with the mother, and the father was deployed at the time because he was military. And I talked to him about the foster son wanted to get baptized, and we had to get permission from them to do that because the whole system is a little odd. And they said that they didn't have a problem with him getting baptized, but they couldn't attend to the baptism. And I asked them why, and they said, well, because we're Mormon. And so that opened the door to this whole conversation. But come to find out, they actually didn't even believe any of what is Mormonism. They are not convictional Mormons. And so I said, well, why wouldn't you just come down? And they said, because our grandmother is Mormon. And if we did that, it would tear our family in half. So as far as she knows, we're Mormons. And that's it. And so they do not believe in Mormonism. But because their grandmother is Mormon, they have to keep up this air of being Mormon so as to not lose grandma. Very odd. Okay, I know the next one was a member here. Daniel C. Sullivan, born 1970, died 2011. Miss Jennifer, I know you knew him. What do you remember of Daniel?
Well, Danny and Rhonda, when they started coming here, they were really faithful, good people. And she had a lot of health problems. And I know that was a strain and a struggle. And she desperately wanted a child. And they lost one at birth. He was stillborn.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's what happened to Danny or not, but he just sort of went off into substance abuse. I know he abused her until she finally left him. And to my knowledge, he died of an overdose.
Mm.
And, I mean, they were really good people until he got messed up.
Mm.
And then he just changed.
I believe their son, I looked it up before we came here, I believe their son's name was Nathan Reed Sullivan. He was, like I said, stillborn. I think it was June the 4th of 99, if I've got that right. But,
Yeah, his daughter Marina,
yeah, Marina.
they did have back her after the little boy passed.
Okay. Calvin, do you remember Daniel Sullivan?
Yeah. Married to Rhonda, right?
That's right.
They had a little kid that was didn't live long. He's buried right up here.
Right.
Danny was real friendly. He come to church regular. Him and Rhonda seemed like they was happy. They was faithful, done a lot. She did. I remember did done my part in the church. Happened things. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what killed himself or what it was. But he was some kind. It seemed like he was kind of confused about salvation and religion and that. Yeah. But good guy, friendly. She was real sweet. Like those people must. I really miss them. They were faithful in the church mostly. But, you couldn't have to like them.
Jeff, did you know them?
No, but I'm gonna backtrack here. I found an obituary on Constance Marie Schultz.
Okay.
She was died in Vanderbilt of natural causes. She was born in Olney, Illinois, daughter of Harold Carl, I'm going to spell this out, Boseckeker, and Genevieve Jean, Obrutz, Bocsecker, self-employed accountant, survived by her husband of Harold Sonny Schultz of Sharon Grove, two sons, Porter G. Singer Jr. of Mount Carmel, Illinois, James Andrew Andy Schultz of Sharon Grove, 3 daughters, Janet M. Singer of Orange Beach, Alabama, Elizabeth Ann Singer of Auburn, Alabama, and Sandra C. Singer of Washington, Missouri, and 11 grandchildren. That's it on her. So we got some information.
Some Miss Connie's information. Nancy, did you know Daniel Sullivan?
Yes, they were going when I was here. They were a nice couple. I don't know what happened to him, like the rest of them. But she's has something over at the Orman Nursing Home.
Okay.
She's really done good with her life. But they were just a nice couple when they were here.
Yeah. Miss Joyce, did you know him?
I didn't know him, I knew Rhonda. Yeah, she had a girl, you said Miranda. Did she have a boy too?
Well, he died.
I know, but after she had Miranda. There's a, I'm on Facebook with her, but there's a boy usually in the picture,
Hmm.
and I don't know whether it was her son or maybe she adopted him. I don't know.
I didn't think she ever got married again,
No, I
I'm
don't
not
think she
sure. I just know she had lupus and they wasn't expecting her to live long at all. And she's still going.
She lives in Auburn, don't she?
Yeah, and she was something to do with like
The city council.
city council up there and all,
Yeah.
and I don't know what else.
Yeah.
She done a lot of things.
Tanner Reed was a child.
Tanner Reed, not Nathan Reed.
Right.
Tanner Reed. Thank you.
That's all I remember.
Yeah, my girls will walk the track around the cemetery a lot, and they like to sit. He's got a little bench with an angel on it, and they like to sit there and talk to the angel. So I've seen that enough times. I knew it was something Reed, Tanner Reed. Yeah, I met Miss Rhonda when I first came. She was probably one of the first people that I met when I became pastor, because we came in September and it was the Tobacco Festival, and we was going around and I was introducing myself as the new pastor at Antioch. And she told me she was a member here because she was working registration at the Tobacco Festival, and met her and Marina. And then, like you said, she was a member of the council in Auburn, and a pretty big part of that too. She was one of the leader type people on the council. So, yeah, she's very good. When we did our church purge, 2021, I think we did the purge. She was on my list to go visit. And I went out to Auburn to visit her, and she didn't want to be taken off the roll, but she wouldn't come back. So she was one of them that was taken off the roll for in attendance, but very kind, always very kind, and Marina too was also really, really kind. Donald Lee Sullivan, born 1936, died 2018. Miss Jennifer, did you know him?
No, I don't.
Calvin, did you know Donald Sullivan?
No, don't reckon I do.
Jeff?
Found he had a wife, Helen McGee Sullivan of Drakesboro. He was of Drakesboro too. Had two daughters, Diane and her husband was Robert Garrett of Dunmore, and Patricia and Leland, her husband, of Garnett of Dunmore. One son, Donald Lee Chris Sullivan Jr. of Drakesboro, and 6 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren.
I really thought that tied in with Daniel, but I guess not. Way it read.
It doesn't look like it. I thought it would too.
Yeah, you'd almost think that would have to. There's no other connection there. All of his people are from Dunmore. That's far enough away. He wouldn't have any connection here. Did you know him, Miss Nancy?
No.
Joyce, you didn't know him?
No.
All right. Michael, I don't want to leave you out.
That's all right.
Laureen Coursey Tatum, 1938 to 2002. Did you know her, Miss Jennifer?
That doesn't ring any bells to me.
Probably not. She's older. I mean, she's quite a bit older.
Calvin, did you know Miss, is it Laureen or Laureen?
Laurie.
Laureen Tatum, born of Coursey.
No.
If I ain't
She's T.R.'s
mistaken,
girl.
yeah, if I ain't
She's
mistaken,
T.R.'s
she always went with Pete.
Pete.
I think it was Pete.
Of course, you ought to know her.
Hmm?
I said, being of course, you ought to know her.
Yeah, she lived up here on the first house on your left as you turned in the road. T.R. Coursey's girl.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Okay.
Didn't they call her Pete?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That was her
yeah.
nickname.
Well, I knew TR.
Was it, what did you say her nick?
Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have met her, but I don't remember much about her.
Well, Nancy, you seem like you really knew her.
Well, she went to school with me. We graduated together.
Oh,
After she moved to Drakesboro, we still visited. we had a good time. She's a good girl, nice girl.
Hmm. Did she marry? Well, of course she married.
She
Yeah.
married-
So.
She married him, but he wasn't much count, and she finally divorced him.
Okay. And so she lived near Calvin or up here somewhere?
Up here on the end of the road.
Okay, here on
Where
Ducky Ridge.
where the house is,
Tore down.
The old house he tore down, wasn't
It was the
Yeah.
first house
So
on
they
the
built a
right,
new
he turned
house.
off at 106.
right there by Ricky McKinney's driveway,
Mhm.
right there.
it?
Okay.
Old house there.
That they just recently tore it down.
Yes.
Huh.
There was 4 of them girls.
Mary, Judy, and Laureen, and
Linda.
Linda, and no boys.
Hmm. It's kind of a shotgun sort of house. It wasn't much.
It was a nice house at one time.
Okay.
Then
Today.
let go down.
Okay.
TR had a pond that I liked to fish at.
Well, he must have been very old by the time you would have known him.
He was one of Paul Fat's friends.
Well, Paul Fat's friends. Okay.
Well, now, is this, TR's wife?
Daughter.
Daughter?
So,
Okay. Okay, Pete was, yeah. Lucy was her name, wasn't
mhm.
it? Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Was Judy one of their daughters too?
She was the
Oh, yeah, I
oldest
knew
of
Judy.
them. She
So
was-
what are all these folks like? Seem like you know everybody but Lorene. What are these people like? TR. What was he like? Maybe-
Kind of quiet. He was real conservative. He didn't want to spend no money, I don't think.
No, he didn't.
I dated one of his daughters, Judy. He was always friendly to me. I talked to him. They was good people. They was just, I guess, growed up during the Depression, and they just hard times, and they didn't want to get away from it. Scared to, I guess, but he was a farmer. TR was. I've seen him at the backer floors when I'd take the backer up there. Well, a lot of times I'd see him, but they was likable. Yeah.
How do you remember him, Jennifer? Seemed like he let you fish his pond. I mean,
Oh, I was very small and I loved to fish when I was little. And Paul Fat and Dave would say, go ask TR if you can fish in his pond, we'll take you fishing. And I'd say, hey, Mr. TR, can I fish in your pond? Well, I guess it'd be all right. You know, I think he had a little mustache. And I always thought that was funny because none of my family did. And I thought, oh, he's got a mustache. It was interesting. But he was always a real nice guy.
and Nancy, you said that you went to school with Laureen. Did you know the other girls?
Real well.
What were they like?
They were nice girls too. They got good husbands. They had a good life. One of them married Celeste Butler, and they lived at Bowling Green. Of course, he's dead, and I don't know whether she is or not. And the other two, Laureen went to Drakesboro, but the other two lived around here. And Judy went to Bowling Green, didn't she?
I think,
And I don't know where Linda lives.
I don't know, but I didn't know her, I just knew Judy.
Where'd Judy end up? Calvin's old heartthrob. What was she like, Joyce?
She's real nice, and she used to be on Facebook, but she's not anymore, so I don't know where she is.
Michael, you recognized her before anybody else, I reckon, other than maybe Nancy. What, did you know her? Or?
I just barely knew her. Of course, I knew the rest of the family, but she'd been gone so long. But I had run up on her daughter that went to school at Drakesboro, and we got acquainted that way because it's just, I couldn't believe she'd come from here, was down there.
What's her daughter's name?
I think on that one a minute. That's been too many years ago.
Oh.
No, I think go on.
Well, we'll stop on this next one for tonight, and then we'll pick up with the White family next week, but we'll go ahead and do Mr. Logan, and then we'll stop. Logan went by Cooper Wade. Now, this young man, very few may have known. He was born 2003, died 2019. so maybe 16 when he passed. Logan Cooper Wade, did you know him, Jennifer?
He was Jerry Ashby's grandson. His daughter Angela, that was her son. And I didn't really know him, but the way I understand it, he was born afflicted
Okay.
and had a lot of health problems. And he was just never well.
Calvin, did you know him?
I did not, that I remember. No.
Did you know Mr. Ashby, his grandfather?
I remember Jerry,
Okay.
Barbara Johnson, his husband. I remember he passed away, and I remember coming to church here some. I can't remember what he was tied in with any teaching or anything, but I remember him, yeah.
That must be why why Cooper is here, because Jerry's also buried here, so that would make sense. Go ahead, Jeff.
Tanya Ashby used to go here. That was her son. She had a brother named what's his brother's name? Older brother.
Oh, was it Tony?
Tony, yeah.
Yeah.
Tony Ashby. That's was a song leader for a while.
Okay.
And yes, he was afflicted, and everybody in his school loved him that I know of. Over in Simpson County, he was beloved by his classmates. I didn't know him personally, but I know Tanya. She was definitely devastated, of course.
Nancy, did you know this family? I know you know Jerry Ashby probably.
Yeah, I know him real well. I used to go to the Tabernacle Church where his granddaddy preached. And I don't know anything about Cooper, I guess you used to call him, because I wasn't around him, but I know the rest of the family.
Miss Joyce, you seem like you knew Tanya.
Yeah, I knew Tanya and Tony. But I don't know Cooper, and I've seen him on Facebook when he was living, and then afterwards she posted on, I sure miss my son. And but he acted like he was friendly and everything. I think I saw him once, but that's all.
Was he wheelchair bound?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they had a scooter actually for him.
Okay.
Was that her only child?
I think so.
Michael, did you know this bunch?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I didn't know the boy.
Okay. Alrighty, well, we'll stop there for tonight, and next week we'll get into the White family.